Hello, everyone. How's it going? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another edition of Fish and Chat with your otherwise less inspired to create real content news orc, Vrograg Fishslayer, who would like to remind you all that the crushing despair of knowing that Blizzard is looking into my real identity actually has a real tangible effect on making me not want to make content. To that, a big hearty F you to Blizzard, and to everyone else, hello, welcome, hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to be doing a little thing I call night fin fishing, which, as you might guess, means we're going to be fishing for night fin. And there are a number of places you can get it. In fact, let me, I didn't even, should have this set up. I never have all my browser stuff set up. I get the stuff ready in browser, but I don't actually get it. No, you're not gonna change now? Hold on. There it is. All right. Oh, why are you so small? Why are you... What happened? Why would you be like... Oh, I know why it's like this. I was doing an OBS thing. I was doing like a time split thing because I was recording a Blackwing Guard run and I was playing around with time split. All right, let me see if I can get back to this. Let's fix this window. Oh no, it's inverted. Wait, how? Huh? That's a thing you can do? Okay, that's a little weird, but all right, here we are. And we'll go right about there. All right, so Nightfin, as you can see, Moonglade, Ungoro Crater, Winter Spring, Western Plaguelands are all good spots. My personal favorite actually is Dire Maul. I feel like it's better than 16%. I never know how much you can really trust the database stuff as far as fishing, but there's a good reason why Nightfin's a good thing to go after and catch. If you look at this is what it's been doing over the last 6 months or so. It's steadily above 1 gold, and in more recent times, it was even getting close to 2 gold. So I thought I'd try my hand at it. I know last time I streamed, we did like an elemental earth farm, I think. I like showing off some of the ways I like to make money. Nightfin, of course, makes Nightfin soup, which is the best and... yeah, the best MP5 food out there. It's also instant application, which is just a weird thing from Classic, if I remember correctly. Remember, food buffs don't stack with other ones. It used to be on Turtle that specifically Nightfin used to stack with other ones. So I always thought that was part of why it had value, but the value on it stuck even after the patch that changed that functionality. So, you know, I thought I'd change my hand. Sometimes you can catch these anyway in the hydro fishing areas or some of the glitched timber mob pools that have shown up in the past. And I will be using a fishing boat. If you don't know what that is, you're about to see. And here we are in lovely Moonglade, where everything is green. Like, Vrograg has like a green filter on him. I don't know how the original devs did this or why. I like the color green, so it's fine. But I need to get into my fishing gear. Oh, let's see. Let's say hello to Rao Kangren over there holding it down in Twitch chat, banning a bot, like, before I could even do it. I didn't even know you were in there, Rao Kangren. Hello. Hello to Loch Ness, Talier3337, Lizzie Babs, Vlad Zote, Haxer. Hello, everyone say hi to Haxer, a member of the Turtle team. Allegedly. I don't know. Could be. Seems to be very knowledgeable about stuff, though. Let's just pop it all on the bank. Keep that there, and then let's. There it is. The nice part about fishing is that you don't have to be connected to land. Not that that really makes that big of a difference. Fishing like isn't particularly hard, but it's nice. You won't like normally have that many disruptions. So it'll give you plus 50 fishing skill. I don't recall the exact skill you need in Moonglade. It'll probably be enough that like 1 lore will be enough if I need more. As it stands, I have 337. This will make it 387, so we'll check it out, see what I get. So here I'm camped up. I am right here in Lake Alunara. Lake Alunara? They should just called it Lake Alun. I don't know either, Haxer. I'm just saying you seem very knowledgeable. And there might also be previous VODs where I've made wild claims about your qualifications. Alright, I'm catching redgill. Redgill's pretty easy to catch. Crocolisk meat is at 44 silver at the moment, and I can farm them in Duratar. That's kind of weird. I know it's useful for early cooking. Oh, that's nice. Stop breaking things, Orc? No. I mean, I don't enjoy making others suffer when I break things, but I enjoy breaking things. Ooh, that is not a good sign. Sunscale salmon. That means it counts as daytime here? I just put down the fishing boat. I don't know the command to know the time of day, and I can't just look up because it's Moonglade. Is there a command to know what time of day it is locally in? Because like you can do /time and that will tell you the server time, right? /time tells me 8:22. I think that's local. Yeah, that's local. Because I'm East Coast, so it's 3 o'clock where I am. So that's 5 hours ahead. So yeah, that makes sense. I don't think I'm catching any knifefin here. Dang. It might be dusk and it might be a 50-50, we'll see. If I remember correctly, I mean that was like the old notes about it. Cause I remember like during dusk and dawn, when you roll on a chance to get knifefin or sunscale, it's like a 50-50. But then if it's day, you get sunscale, and if it's night, you get knifefin. Usually if it's daytime in Kalimdor, it's nighttime in Eastern Kingdoms. So while that's true, here's how I determined it, right? My Hearthstone is set to Booty Bay, which is Eastern Kingdoms, right? And I took a look out. The sun was on the horizon to the west. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, so it's still daytime in Eastern Kingdoms. I think it's dusk in Eastern Kingdoms and it's dawn in Kalimdor, which means I can't really maximize either spots. This is why I talked about the beneficiality of fishing in Dire Maul. I feel like there it always counts as night, but I don't know if that's true or if that's just what I've noticed. Yeah. Doesn't the mini-map show if it's daytime or nighttime? Where would it show that? I mean, like, I can make the mini-map big. Morning Tormentor, hope you're doing well. Vanilla UI should show the game time somewhere. No clue where in PFUI. You know, that's a good Let's take a look. PFUI. Day. Oh. How about time? Might be mini. If only Blizzard didn't terrify Shagu out of his skin and shoo him away, Shagu might be here to answer my question. I could temporarily disable PFUI, but then I'd have to relog, and I think I'd lose my fishing boat. All right, so Soap Lava, you're looking at it. I just want to know, like, there must be a way in PFUI, because I don't think Shagu, like, removed anything. Local. Where's my fishing line? Am I not fishing? Oh, that's the fishing boat. Oh, cool. With Super WoW, I can see the fishing boat. Plus 50 skill. That's nice. Mini map. No, someone just jumped on me. I can't see who it is because I'm looking at this menu. Whoever you are, hello. All right, zone text on minimap. I think that would just show... If I enable it. No, that didn't really change anything. It still shows coordinates. Maybe it is removed. It's 8:16 daytime in Kalimdor. Dang it. Haxer? So I want to commend unnamed people on the Turtle team who had actually reached out to me because I do a lot of fishing and I get a lot of feedback from people and I talk a lot about fishing, about things that could be done better with fishing on Turtle WoW. I had a laundry list, and the dev I sent it to probably was a little overwhelmed, understandably so. And time flowing, strangely, is actually one of the things I should have put on the laundry list, but couldn't because it's just such a weird, like, the only things that are really affected by time of day, like, almost always is fishing. But flavor-wise, it's great to have two different zones, like, at different times of days to, like, you know, that proves that Azeroth is a globe, right? But, oh God, I think, if I remember correctly, I was around, I think, when they first made that change, when, like, the day-night cycle would be, like, mirrored. Now, here's something. Did you also know that if you have high enough GM level privileges, you can just change the time of day? If you do that, it will mess up stuff. It'll mess up stuff bad. So it's kind of an issue. All right, who is this? No, I'm not doing that. Hold on, let me get that name right. I need to read it. Tulsirama, hello. Are you getting the fishing buff too? You're not. Hold on, let me see your crit you can group. That way you can get the fishing buff. Oh, hello, Loch Ness. Are you getting the fishing buff? Tell me if you are, because we're in group now. I hope you are. I think I would see it if you do. Are you benefiting from the boat. It's a bummer if it's not. All right, I think there's another way for me to look at this. So that's what happens when I mouse over the time panel. That's the zone panel. Friends, guild. All right, and then when Soap Lava said that, Soap Lava said it's 8:16 daytime, right? And that was like 15 minutes ago. So zone time, oh, so it's zone time. Zone time's the one I'm looking for. So it is indeed morning. I think dusk lasts until 9, but I think my catches might tell me otherwise. And speaking of strange things that happens in zones, and I guarantee the team knows about this because I whined about it from the second Hyjal started, but people experience different Hyjal weather, and Hyjal has a very diverse array of weather, like rain, sun, clouds and mist, and snow. And if you're like multi-boxing, or if you're just playing with someone, you can be experiencing two different weather phenomenon, even though you're in the same Hyjal. I do not know why that happens, and I don't even know if the team knows why it happens. It's like only that zone, but I think all of the new areas that they've made have experienced similar things. But what's weird about it is that Hyjal is technically a vanilla area. And it should have its own weather, but I think they had to add weather to it because maybe the vanilla game didn't have like a weather code for it. I mean, whatever kind of weather it is, I just feel like it should broadly, like, it should be the same for everyone. That's all. And I have on multiple occasions, ever since Hyjal got released, there's been a very peculiar phenomenon in Durotar of all places, which is that only after Hyjal released, I've been seeing snow in Durotar. Now, I happen to be in Durotar a lot, so I'm like there to notice it when it happens. So there might be other weird, really erratic or strange weather patterns, but in vanilla, it's not supposed to snow in the arid, hot desert. So, between time, zones, and stuff, I like the immersions, but some things are broken and then take you out of the immersion. So that's unfortunate. But going back to my fishing stuff, I obviously, given what's going on with the lawsuit and all that, I'm not going to name anyone, no more. But said developer, open brackets S developers who took some of my feedback about fishing. I do have some good news. This would be you can't really exploit this, so I'm not worried about leaking this huge news for all 5 people that it's going to matter for. But I think people who watch my stream know that one of my favorite fishing holes is in northeastern Tel Aviv. I just like that spot. I like the vibes. I like that I can go pick bananas. Sometimes you can get a stone scale pool, but I just like doing open sea fishing there. I think people might have even seen the stream where when I was fishing there, I caught something like 6 barnacle encrusted keys, which you can't vendor, and you just have to like manually remove from your bag and then hit OK with. And I was getting numerous dead catches, which is to say I would right-click the bobber, it would show that it was a successful catch, and I would have an empty loot box. That I feel like is one of the biggest quote-unquote broken things in fishing. And it was happening on Telebim, it was happening on Gilligim and Lapidus Isle, as well as Ice Point Rock. So there's good news for the Telebim, Gilligim, and Lapidus fishing. As I understand it, Ice Point Rock is still a work in progress. I think exactly what the problem is there isn't quite known, or the fix isn't as simple. But this is awesome news if you like fishing in those zones, because with the current situation of dead catches, you just don't want to go there. And it sucked because, like, Ice Point Rock and Telebim are like two of my favorite spots to go fishing in. Not just because they're like custom zoned, but just because I kind of like the look and feel of them. So, anyway, I think that's great news. Wow, Marley says it's global warming, and then monkey emoji. Also, I had to tell you guys too, I need to like see if I can fix whatever this is, but for some reason, I think this was happening last stream too, so maybe I do have to fix something. But I can always see Twitch chat fine on my stream overlay. That never has had an issue. But with YouTube, sometimes I only see it on the stream overlay, and sometimes I can only see it on OBS. Sometimes both, and sometimes neither. So if I miss your comment, I apologize.
Hail to the night.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Tulsarama. Oh, Tulsarama, can you... Hold on. Can you make a fishing boat by chance? Because if you guys don't know, making a fishing boat has a cooldown. That's longer than the fishing boat. It's 2 hours. And I think deploying it has an hour-long cooldown too. I have mats to make a second one. Maybe me and Tulsarama, aka Loch Ness, can go over to was it Eastern Plague Lands and try our luck over there? I have all the mats. If you can make and deploy one. All right, let's see. It's 10 copper bolts, 2 fishing oil, and 20 wood. We can head to EPL if you want to try your luck for night fin there. No. We go to EPL. All right. All right, so the plan right now, we're going to head to Eastern Plague Lands and try our luck over there. We're different factions, but I do have something. Wormhole. Coming down. Three, two, one. Click. No, click your own. So that will send Tulsarama to Stormwind, and this puts me in Orgrimmar. Fortunately, Orgrimmar, with the superior level of mass transit, does have the favor of a boat outside of Orgrimmar. It'll take us right to Reventusk Village, and I can fly up to EPL from there. So that's generally how Horde get to Nax. And if you don't know, that's quicker generally. If you get if you have like a mage or you are a mage, it's probably quicker just to go to Undercity and then fly out from there. If you don't have a mage with you, just hearthing or finding your way to Orgrimmar with wormholes, probably quicker. And the flight's also pretty short too, so that's nice. But circling back to the dev and fishing thing, I'm just super jazzed about that. Like, obviously, what I wrote to them was just sort of like a a fix / wish list for things that I'd either like to see fixed or like to have in fishing or as part of fishing. There was no promises made. I wouldn't expect them to make promises. If they did, I would probably say don't make promises. But I'm happy to see that. I know 1.18.1 is due to have like a survival overhaul, which is great. But I think there's a lot of great synergy between fishing and survival. So there's like lots of ideas I have for that. I would love to see implemented. And yes, wormholes are the best. If you don't know, by the way, wormholes used to be sort of like a universal thing. In the olden days of Turtle WoW, everyone had access to a wormhole generator. You could use it. It had its own separate cooldown, and it would only bring you to your faction capital. And it would always charge you like 2 silver or something when you used it. When they made the change to make that so that not everyone had a secondary personal Hearthstone, and then like a year or 2 later made it into the store. I see you, Turtle. I see what you're doing. But they made an engineering recipe. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you have this device, whether it's for Ogrimmar or for Stormwind, and you use it, it will still charge you the 2 silver. You guys might have heard when I clicked on the portal, you heard the little money noise for like exchanging coins. It still takes the couple silver. Nowhere is it in the tooltip, which it's such a pittance, you know. But I feel like it should be mentioned or changed. I don't know, one or the other. Haxer, that is true. I am still so passionate about the game and the community. Obviously, like, making content's been a little bit on the back burner with all the more real world stuff that's been going on. Just because, like, I mean, I don't expect a lot of people to understand the level of anxiety that is created when you have a multi-billion-dollar corporation looking for your identity, and you don't know if they're just going to make that public, and you don't know what they're going to look at and what they're going to say about your content. I mean, I still want to have that conversation. I'm not going to be put on the lawsuit, but you know, it's just so nerve-wracking for me that I'm just like, I just, every time I think about it, I'm like, there's always a part of my head that goes like, yeah, but like, will Blizzard act differently if you do that? And I hate having that thought in my mind. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. So it's like, you know, I'll do streaming, I'll play. I'm not gonna hide the fact that I play. I think it's stupid at this point to even try that. But I'm also, I only do what I consider to be fun and when I have a good time. And every time I think about making content, it makes me think about the lawsuit. So I'm doing it right now too, by the way, but somehow there's like less anxiety when I do it through streaming because I can kind of like vent it out. I've even considered, maybe this is part of the reason why I haven't made any videos yet, like lately, is because the video I want to make, I probably shouldn't. Which is like hey, so Blizzard wants to depose me. And it just feels weird and gross, so I'm kind of stun-locked, I'm gonna be honest. I also like, wow, Marley, I really like how, what is this emote? I don't know what it is. On my OBS overlay, it looks different than the YouTube chat. It's an orangutan. I thought it was a life preserver. Either way, I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys letting me vent every now and then about it. What? Let's try to fish outside of Strat, I guess. There is some water there. Gives lightning eels 2.
What do you need?
Huh? Oh, it's because I'm fishing? See, and I can't use that service right now? That's so weird.
Be safe. Brawl hall.
Yeah, it was because I was fishing. I've never had that error before. I do like monkeys, thank you. So yeah. I am very passionate about fishing. I think it really plays into some of the strengths of the game, which is like being able to interact with it on a more relaxing level and still being able to like achieve goals as far as like farming and getting consumables are concerned. And it also kind of puts you more in the world. There's been a lot of times when like I've just had fun little RP interactions while fishing, or like gathering something, right? This is why like sometimes as good as lasher farming is, like my only reservation about what I'd call state-sponsored lasher farming is that it's instanced. And so that does sort of remove a community element. That being said, when server populations get high enough, you need instanced zones to support a larger raiding population. So like there has to be some give there. But for instance, me meeting for the first time Rodfather, like that happened because I was like farming turtle scales. And he was fishing. And I just struck up a conversation with him. You know. And I love bumping into people. Like the RP that I still engage to this day is that I will all of my bycatch, like the stuff that I'm just gonna vendor for like coppers, I will take those, and I usually go to like alliance zones. I stealth in and I go somewhere near like their questing hub, and I'll do say chat and yell chat, and tell them that like I'm the definitely not an orc fish seller, and I will couple it with I'll use a peasant disguise. All you need is a piece of linen, and it makes you look like a human. So I'll do that, and I'll sell fish to them, and I'll just like even less than vendor, because the vendor value of those fish is like next to nothing anyway. And so I'm essentially handing fish out to lobies and just saying hi to them, and just a little RP like that. Because even though Vrograg does all the news stuff, he's still a fisher orc at heart. Lizzie Babs, I don't know if you've experienced this, but this has been something that's been happening in my raid group. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back about this, because the idea was really commingled with the Warlocks and Discord in the Warlock channel, because like we sort of workshopped a way to make this happen. If you haven't noticed, I know the Warlocks know, but every rank of Healthstone has 3 different icons that can be used for it. There's like a smoother version, which is 0 out of 2 in Master Conjurer. There's a slightly more bumpy one, that's 1 out of 2 ranks of Master Conjurer. And then there's like the default icon that has like all those little yellow bumps on it. That one's for the 2 out of 2 Master Conjurer. Now, in my raids, I've literally heard this happen now, where people go like, I want to collect all the cookies. And then some people will say like, I like the ones without the nuts. And some people will be like, no, I like mine with all the raisins and nuts in it. It's just been a really cute little thing, and I'm really happy with how that specific change occurred with the icons. I'm really happy that like I worked together with the Warlock community to like push those. Those are technically my artwork is a very strong term for it, but that was my labor of love to make the 3 different icons. No one running half? That's hilarious. Well, actually, Lizzie Babs, what happens is that on some fights, I think the one that's been happening on recently is we've been progressing on chess, right? So for chess, you can have, and you probably should have, a warlock tank. And so that usually frees up some points, I think, for warlocks. And then I think one of the other warlocks will has like a specific thing they do to get 1 out of 2. And the warlock tank will always get 2 out of 2 for Master Conjurer, and then there's going to be like a DPS warlock. So then we get all 3. And it's useful to have all those stones available on chess. Chess is a very chaotic fight, and DPS keeping themselves alive is important. So let's see, where is my compatriot? Where are you going? I said let's go out. Oh, hold on. Come to Strat, not Skolo. Look where I am. This water. I think they went the wrong way. You can fish there, but I think this water is slightly higher level. Yeah, we love doing little goofy RP things because I enjoy it when I experience it as a player, right? And I also enjoy it when I can find like a cute or a funny way to sort of do it myself. I'm gonna see it. Is there actually like a spot? You kind of can fish right about here, I think. I haven't done fishing outside of Strat in a long time, I think. I must have lures, right? All right, we'll try this. Bright baubles. And that will put me at 400 and some change. That should be enough. Might not be. You might need 420 for here. Exactly, Lazy Babs. Like, it's nice because those talents aren't really like, they're not like vital for anything. The only difficulty is that unless you respec every time, like fully, you need to save a spec with the Master Conjurer in your little Goblin Brainwashing device. So yeah, maybe we'll get some more fishing stuff. I'd love it. I think I've shared with the with the team and with you guys my big plan that I would love to see happen is fish like this, or like mithril-headed trout, or raw redgill. Raw redgill's vendors for nothing, and if you cook it, it adds like first knife in. Let's go. If you cook it, it adds like 5 copper value onto it, I think, which is kind of insulting, but all right. And I just wish like something could be done with that, right? You could make fish oil. You could make fish scales, both of which are reagents for shaman stuff. To make a fishing boat, you need fish oil, for instance. There's other things that need those materials as well. Just something to do. And then my big plan, my big idea that I've been pushing hard for, and I've wanted for a long time, is what I call a chum bucket, where you take like a bunch of bycatch, fish you're not going to use, like redgill or yellowfin. You would like put it in a recipe to make a chum bucket. You could maybe even have to buy like a bucket as like a reagent for it. And then the way it would work, and this is the part that I think that is probably too big of an ask for this crappy client, but my idea was that you could spawn a school of fish when you use the chum bucket on the water. Oh, there you are. Yeah. Get that fishing boat down. Even though I'm probably not going to get the benefit from it. That's okay. I have the cooldown on it anyway, right? Pretty sure I do. Okay, I'm gonna stand right where you are. Start jumping. Maybe I'll get in the boat right away. Oh, I got it. Nice, I got the buff. Thank you. And we're already up to 2 Nightfin. Which is kind of funny that Nightfin's going for about the price of Stone Scale. Mr. Rag, that'd just be placing an object fishing school onto the water. Well, I know that could work, right? But I don't know if it would work, right? Given how weird the client can be. Ideally, what I think would be cool is that you could have a chum bucket, right? And when you apply it to the water, based on the water you put it on, it like has an RNG chance of being like blackmouth, firefin, or stone scale. To be honest, more schools would be cool to have. I mean, even if it's just, even if there's like more wreckage, I think other fishing aficionados like myself are always a little puzzled by the fact that the highest those little loot boxes you sometimes get, they all seem to like the stuff that's in them seems to be like capped at like level 50. It's really weird. I feel like there should be a higher level one of those just as a nice reward, or like there should be another type of like wreckage you could fish. That again, that's more pie in the sky, but I think that'd be a great thing to do with the excess fish that are like worth nothing and you've still spent time to get. Or as a way to encourage open water fishing, which is I'm of course a huge fan of that, right? But what I thought would be really cool with that is that if you just focus on pools, right, you're running all over the place. And if you're just open water fishing, you're staying in one spot generally. Fishing boats support that because they're stationary. But it'd be a nice way to reward the staying in one spot, because then you can take the fish you have and then like, okay, well, I didn't catch so many stone scale, but I got this amount of chum, so I can still use it. Whereas people who do schools, they're only going to get either rumsy rum, they're going to get strangle kelp, or the fish that is on the tin for the pool. Sean John Ron says, I heard Nightfin nodes were bugged and popped up in the river near Dire Mall. Is that true? Well, you know what? Mr. Sean John. Let's take a quick look, right? So here's raw Nightfin. Now, this is again, database. Always take everything you see on the database with a grain of salt. It is not always 100% correct. We do see here that it does say that it appears in Dire Mall Dungeon. Does that mean it should appear in Feralis? No. However, parts of Feralis are considered Dire Mall. And by that, let me show you what I mean. Oh, I didn't get rid of that. So, all right, so here in Feralis, there is actually water sources here and here that if you are close enough to Dire Mall, you could be considered to be in Dire Mall. I don't know if you can fish in some of them, though. So maybe that's what they're talking about. But technically speaking, as we saw on the browser, there is, according to this... Was that me or you? Oh, that was me. There's still a 12% chance you can get it in Feralis. So saying it's bugged is a little weird. Like maybe that's not quite right. Again, I don't know. I know that the rate you get them in Dire Mall is better than in Feralis in general. So maybe they just don't know about that. Yeah. Lizzie Babs, Haxer has heard me opine about these fishing ideas I've had many times, and is only being nice and entertaining them. Haxer definitely knows my designs for fishing that I would love to see in the game. And yes, I did actually have a way to be anti fish botting. Now, to be fair, Haxer, I've actually invested in this fishing spot, so I don't think that should technically count. So there's always going to be this issue with fishing in that it's one of the most easily automated things in the game. Not to give anyone any ideas, and please don't cheat. Just don't. You're going to get caught, and you're going to lose your character, and it'll be sad and stupid. But here's what you need to know. You can run a script. It's not too hard, right? You go to certain zones that have a very certain color palette that clashes with your bobber. Your bobber has a red and a blue that can clash with certain colors quite easily. The script looks for pixels of a certain color and then looks for them to like move. And when it moves, it instructs that script to click on that part of the screen. After that, it tells it to, do the whatever keybind you have for casting a rod. So that does make the scripting side of fish botting quite easy to do. My idea about how to combat fish botting is if you fish in one spot for too long, you'll start to get a stacking debuff that will slowly decrease your fishing skill. Which, by the way, if fishing boats moved, I think that would be fair. Yeah, sure, go for it. But if I'm being honest, someone who is using a fishing boat and fish botting, I find a little less likely because you actually have to invest in a fishing boat. It costs wood. Copper bolts are at least annoying to get. They're not super expensive, and they only last an hour. Oh, I do open trade. Yeah, that would be something. Obviously, there would be issues with it. Oh, let me get this. How many lures do I have left? I might have to buy some. What else do I have? I must have some night. I have flesh-eating worms, which are 75. Those are actually really good fishing lures. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's issues with it, with that particular thing. However, in the real world, when you fish, sometimes if you fish in one spot for too long, all the fish are scared away, man. That's how it works. So you got to move on. You got to try a different spot. I like a world where that exists, and maybe the fishing boat, if you ever used it, could help combat that. Something else to note too about what we're catching here: raw white scale salmon. Actually, a little bit valuable, not super valuable, but they're used as part of the fish au chocolat. So these used to be pretty much vendor fish, but now they have a little bit of use. So don't just sell these. You can auction house them for a little bit of green or gold. My ideal thing that I would love to see for fishing boats though is deep sea fishing. Because fishing boats let you do something that you can't do in vanilla, which is fish in areas that don't really have any land. And if anyone here has done the cartographer or tried for cartographer, where you have to explore every area, there's a lot of water out there. And I would absolutely love it if you go to super deep waters, and that's where you can catch certain much more rare fish. That would be so cool. I don't know how that could be coded because, as I understand it, the way fishing works is it's just looking at your zone or your subzone, right? So all it's looking for me is Eastern Plague Lane Strathhole. That's why Fishing Buddy over here, Fishing Buddy, come on. It just says Eastern Plague Lane Strathhole. That's what it reads and that's what it says. Now, the oceans, like the big ones, they're all one big massive zone or subzone. So they don't really have much variation, and I don't know if it can be put into the client to like the really deep water has like a specific subzone to it that could be used for fishing. But if it did, that would be so cool. You find it weird that engineering makes lures and not survival? Soap, how about this? I find it weird that fishing doesn't make lures. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, what the heck? I could see an argument for, I mean, based on what I know about fishing, almost every single profession could have an argument to make a lure. First off, if you have enchanting doesn't really have many things they can make. There's like a couple wands they can make. But I could see like a magical dancing bobber that's like enchanted to dance around. That would be cool. There is enchant fishing to gloves, but if we look at it, it's too fishing. That's it. Engineering, I think, makes sense from a certain point of view, right? That's the aqua dynamic fish attractor. You know, it's a little gadget that attracts fish. Okay. But blacksmithing? Why not? Like, just make a little shiny thing, a little lure that attracts fish. Leather, also you could do that because fish, just like they can be attracted to shiny things, they can also be attracted to things that looks like pieces of leather. You'd be surprised at the variety of things fish will bite at. Now, mind you, I think a shiny metallic lure is probably going to work better than like some like painted piece of leather. But you could maybe say your skill in skinning and leather working. You could skin a fish for the fish scales, and then your skill in leather working, you could like make a realistic looking fish to act as a lure. Tailoring, same principle applies. Clothes that give fishing bonuses, even. Alchemy, I mean, that one's pretty easy. An elixir that helps you fish. Okay. Even jewel crafting even. Think of the shiny baubles you can make with that thing. That'd be crazy fun. So, as far as I'm concerned, except for maybe first aid, like even cooking, you should be able to make some kind of a lure. Fish are dumb, guys. Have special lures with charges? Yeah, I mean, like even that would work. It's much like the Horde storyline. It's an open canvas. I mean, there's so much the team could do that, like, you know, I've seen the team do in the past much sillier things for much higher stakes than fishing. So, nothing's stopping them. Cooking could make chum, fishing could make chum, survival could make chum. Whatever it is, chum's great. Or maybe cooking makes chum, and then survival teaches you about like putting it into a bucket and like how to spawn a fish pool. I mean, there's a ton of ways you can do it, dude. The sky's the limit. And what's the other one I always have? The fishing boat should have a chair on it. I'll die on that. I'll die on that molehill. Hello, Sonic. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're surviving the busy season for your line of work. Also, I'm getting dead catches here. I'm not. No, it's not dead catches. I'm actually missing. I'm missing fish. I'm at 462. What fishing level do you need here? I think the highest required fishing level is 420. Hydro doesn't even require that. And Hydro gives double fish catch procs. There is a floating citadel over us. It shouldn't affect fishing. Fish are dumb. Just like me. The snowball quest was bugged this year. I've had several people whisper me tonight. Yeah, so Lizzie Babs, my understanding with that is that when they first rolled out Wintervale, they accidentally left the old hit someone with a snowball quest from last year in it, which you can only imagine how confused people were on like Ambershire. Like, who the hell? Who's little Karen? I think they quickly like fixed that, so no one else got it. But I did ask if they were gonna like put one in. I haven't heard anything about it. And I mean, let's be honest too. A turtle has grown to a point. Oh, what we got? There's definitely a world where turtle's grown to a point where it's not as a small and tight-knit community as it used to be. So having someone like Little Karen or me or like Dated or someone who's like well known in the community to be a snowball target is like kind of hard to do when the team is as big as it is and there's as many players as there are. I mean, there were issues last year with Telebim's version for the same thing. And so like I'm not gonna drag the team about not having that. I understand they're a little busy with other things, including getting a patch out and dealing with all the lawsuit stuff. So like, I'm not gonna drag them on it. I just wish it would happen. I could still want something even if it doesn't happen, and I don't have to begrudge the team for not putting it in. I'm going to park my Ambershire tune Little Karen naked in Wintervale. I don't know how the coding on that quest works, but I think if you just make a character with that name, it'll give you the like objective complete. I know this because I had a tune named Vrograg on Telebim for their first snowball quest. And their first version they released for Telebim had the 2023's version, which had me as one of the people. And I think a few people got one of the objectives checked off by hitting me with a snowball. So I think all you need is the name. Either way, it's cute. I wish it would still be around, that's all. Oh yeah, perfect. Well, Sonic, I'm always praying for your survival. I hope you make it through. Oh, and speaking of Vrograg complaining and being petulant, I have a good one for you guys today. So this one, I'm not sure where to start with this one. So like, full disclosure about this, I definitely have a long track history of like just randomly walking around town wherever I am, and if I spot a name that just seems like a little over the line, a little spicy, or just flat out inappropriate, I'm definitely a narc in that case. I like having our community be like open and friendly and not with a bunch of edgelords and political stuff. So I've definitely done it plenty of times. Recently, someone that I raid with actually showed up to raid with a druid, but I'm not going to ruin it quite yet. And if you know the answer to this, we'll get to it. Let me get this. I think it's on my browser, right? Yeah. All right. So here are the naming rules as written on the Turtle WoW. This is the newly revised rules that came out this year. Names referencing important figures such as politicians, social activists, religious leaders. Okay. Names which have political, religious, or otherwise controversial connotations or meanings. All right. Names which mock others, extremism, sexism, racism. All right, that makes sense. Names which are overly vulgar or sexual. Oh, okay. And guild names which include real-world countries. See the political stuff. All right. Hey guys, I have a little stream quiz for you. All right. Guess which one of these 4 names is acceptable? I'll give you a chance. I mean, if you don't want to write it, that's fine. You can do A, B, C, or D. That's fine. I'm not going to put a poll up because I'm not going to keep this up for long. So I'd love to hear what you think. And yes, Haxer, I am a reformed edgelord, and part of that reformed is knowing that there's actual consequences for my actions, and knowing that the rules need to be obeyed. That's part of reforming, is understanding how my actions affect others. Soap Lava seems to think 2 was acceptable. Okay. Anyone else care to wager? Again, if you do know the answer to this, you don't have to answer. Slippin', I think you might have answered that because you know the answer. So, fun fact. The name Ass Destroyer is acceptable. Each one of these are examples of things that I have actually seen. Trump fan, I might have incorrect, as in I might be mixing it up with another version. It had Trump somewhere in the name, and it got banned. And then some American got all butthurt about free speech or something like that. But, I'm sorry. I can't agree with that. I do want to make it clear that I am not in the market of arguing with GMs. Do not argue with GMs. Work with them. They do the Lord's work, okay? I just want to bring more light to this because I personally feel that this is an uneven application of that rule, where I have seen much less offensive names be forced to get removed. And here's how, if you guys want to understand how I think about it, right? Here's how I think about it. If I'm in Discord and I'm in a raid, whether I'm raid leading or I'm just shooting the breeze, and I have to make a call out, whatever it is, if I have to cringe before I say your name, I feel like you don't have a good name, and you should have it changed. It's probably a violation of one of those rules, and that's why I'm cringing. I did raid with someone named I Heart Poop. Their name got changed, and every time I had to say I Heart Poop, I cringed. Same thing with Heel Sissy. To a little lesser degree. That one was sort of gray area-ish, even to me. I'd never raided with anyone called Trump fan, but probably if I did, I'd cringe every time I had to say it. I've had to raid with someone named Ass Destroyer, and I'm going to tell you guys, I really don't like having to say that. To be honest, they probably were an ass with that name. Well, let me just color it a little bit more, Haxer, for you. Now, I didn't have this conversation. Murog actually had this conversation with the person, but she told me about it. She's like, how did you not get forced to do a name change with that, right? That person told Murog, I know. I'm surprised I got away with it. I'm surprised no one's approached me about it yet either. So, I mean, the person cognizantly knows that they're definitely at least at the line, if not over it. Was surprised they never were forced to do a name change. Everyone I've asked about it so far, like people in the community that I trust about it, you know, they all said it's over the line. And again, not picking a fight with the GMs, because sometimes it's not the GM's call. Just a little peek behind the curtain. I don't know how all of it works, but what I can say is that when something like that happens, the GM that you ticket about, like, hey, I see an offensive name, they don't always have the ability to just right away go and just force a name change, unless it's like super over the line. They usually have to like ask someone else. And that's actually a good standard operating procedure, because what might be over the line to someone or to someone else might be different. And so it's always good to get a second opinion. Sometimes it's because the names that are out there are like super racist or offensive, but in a different language. And my dumb American ass won't know that that's a curse word in Polish, right? So sometimes it helps to also get another pair of eyes on that. And so, you know, I'm not naming any names because I actually don't know who actually made the call. But I would disagree with this call. I would heavily disagree with this call. So much so that I'm so I'm so Vrograg about it that I'm thinking I should make an account. No, not an account. I'll just make a character rather. And I would love to theory craft with you guys some names I could use that will ride a similar line. I had an idea of Ass Slasher, Rump Rider, and here's the great thing. I'll be super active in World Chat, right? I'm looking to get that GM to talk to me, and the second I do, I'll be like, oh, well, I saw a guy named Ass Destroyer. Is that me being petulant and vindictive? Yes. But I'll tell you what, this is about even application of the rules to everyone. That's all I'm saying. Rump Rider, I think, is pretty... Well, the thing is I feel like Rump Rider, you could maybe get called out a little bit more for it being more sexually vulgar. But Whole Bandit... Okay, yeah, and Slippin', actually, you remind me of something. This is also... Keep in mind that one of the things that the GM specifically have had to crack down on in World Chat is when people put anal and then in brackets like an ability or something behind it. Like, they've had to crack down on that, right? But they're okay with someone running around with the name Ass Destroyer. That is such a mixed message, guys. Like, I understand you can't be perfect. That's fine. I know things are going to slip between the cracks, right? I feel like this isn't a gray area one, though. This one's pretty far over the line. Ass clap. Ooh, that's actually not bad. Ravager rectum. So, I mean, we have like another, like, I guess, like a smaller issue to consider. Hold on. Let me see if I can think of a way to show this. English dictionary. All right, let's just look up. Okay, so I want to make sure like I wasn't like tripping when I looked at this on a dictionary webpage. So even here, right? The old use is for a donkey, right? Stupid person. Okay. Which, by the way, would be like, could be considered offensive, but like, all right. It's a light curse word in English, but then also ass, noun, a bottom. So like, all right, so it's definitely a butt. Is a butt inherently sexual? No. But it is vulgar. Oh, would you look at this? An offensive word for sexual activity or for women considered only as partial. Interesting. Are you telling me that words can have more than one meaning? Interesting. A rude way of saying you or your... Also, it's rude, too. Now, this is according to the Cambridge Dictionary. Huh. I mean, just interesting that at least half the definitions include the tag rude or offensive. Does seem like it would be considered a rude or offensive term. The ass bringer. Ooh, soap. That's a good one. Soap, I like that one. I could totally be a paladin. What the F is vibe working? I don't know. What is vibe working? Was that on the website? I didn't see that. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's learn English with Vrograg. I know there's lots of people with English as second language here. A way of completing work tasks such as creating documents or spreadsheets by prompting... Oh, a vibe task is when AI does your work, but we just called it something else. Wrinkle flaps. Lax Elf, not bad. I think wrinkle flaps I would even be okay with. What I'm looking for is a name that is as offensive as Ash Destroyer. And like, so what we need is like a word as offensive as ass is, I think ass is in its own league, if I'm being honest. So like, I feel like the name needs to have ass in it or something that's equally as offensive as ass. There's not many things, but okay, see, anal eater. God, what have I done to chat? Yeah, thank you, Sonic. Yeah, but my legal last name is Ash Destroyer. It's a family name. I do want to say though that if what Murok told me is true about that person, like I don't think they're taking that angle. I think it's been reported not just by me, and literally the GM who got the ticket did their thing, and it was determined to not be offensive. Sure? Because I'll tell you this. If I have to say that name again in Raid, I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah, like, the thing is that the second you bring the F word in, the F word's way more rude than ass, right? Like, I maybe this is more intuitive for, like, the native English speakers, especially ones from America, because, like, ass as a curse word was, like, let on to, like, FCC-approved television way before words like bitch or shit or the F-bomb, right? So, ass is like in a league like hell, almost. It's considered a rude term, but it's not super rude. I feel like when it's paired with Destroyer, though, I'm like, Rump Roaster. Jar Jar, that one's less offensive. Like, the thing is, it's like, I feel like rump isn't as offensive as ass. It's definitely referring to the same thing. There's gotta be some middle ground. Also, wait, am I crazy about this? I need to check something else out here. I thought we'd be catching some lightning eels here. Lightning eels? No, it's electric. Oh, everything that has... What is it called? Am I tripping? I thought it was electric. Okay, so maybe they are lightning. Lightning. Oh, lightning eel. There it is. Okay, so this says this is fished up in Stratholme Dungeon. Okay. According to this. Hold on. Is there water in Stratholme? No, there's not. Why am I not catching any? It's a fishing puzzle. All right, hold on. Let's see what the WoW link says. Okay. All right, EPL. It lists here as one of the spots. Okay, so that's vanilla behavior. Fished in, if we do it by Eastern Plaguelands, 8% chance. I don't think it's time gated, so I do not know why this isn't coming up. Help me up. I can give me a second. Let me get this cast out and I'll help you up. Can I? Let me see if I can do this. Okay, there's a fishing boat on the back. Oh, there's a mailbox if you need it in the back. Bottom bomber. Sonic, that's actually not bad. Can you fish in slime pools? No? That's a good question. I could sneak around and try to figure it out. I'm trying to think. Can you fish in Strath? I don't think you can fit. No, like, I don't think that works. You can fish in slime in... well, yes, Lizzie Bap. I'm talking about specifically getting the lightning eels. I just thought I would catch some. Right? I've caught... according to this, I'm up to over 60 casts. According to vanilla values, this should be at 8% for where I'm fishing. And it has not been that. Now, I have been getting some casts that aren't working. This is one of the things where I'm like, so just backing up a little bit, right? Lightning eel is a rarer fish. Doesn't really have anything you can do with it. I know for a long time I've been a proponent of, hey, there's like rare fish that you can do nothing with, like electric eels. I would love if you could do something with them. Now I'm concerned that they might have done something with it and we can't catch lightning eels or lightning eels. That would be bad. Lightning eel has a time condition. Oh, it does. How would I know that? How would anyone know that? 6 to 18? Oh, so what part of the table is it on its own table then? Does it take the spot of sun scale? Or does it overlap, or has its own thing? I really didn't think it had its own time. Let me see here. It seems the lightnings are only catchable during the day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. While at night you catch plated armor fish instead. Am I catching plated armor fish? I am. I fished a bunch of lightning eels. Well, okay, so this is from 2006. So that's pretty reliable. Yeah, you can also see in vanilla, which is pretty much where the state of lightning eels are too. They're objective of one thing, like full stop, if we go to here, their objective of 2 things. Altar of Ancient Evil, shouts out to the wonderful Klakora quest. If you've ever done that, it's quite fun. But I mean, okay, so they're not caught. I mean, what were the vanilla values and all the other stuff? I mean, they're time gated first off, right? So time gated, and best you can get is 12% allegedly, and only in certain zones. Compare that to Raw Knifefin Snapper, who are also time gated. They drop a lot more often. I really... Turtle Team, if you're watching this, if you do anything with lightning eels, you're gonna have to make them more catchable. Because like, the scarcity and demand for Knifefin is pretty tight. There's like not many things that need it. Now, if you made it like a nature power food, I don't think that's going to blow things out of the water. But if you make it something that's going to be desired by a lot of classes, it is a lightning eel's going to need to go up in rate. It can just be fished during that time. Okay. You got 17. Wait, Soap, you got 17. Soap, are you here? Wait, I think... Wait, one of you... No, Loch Ness is here. Loch Ness is... Unless you're Soap Lava. Oh. I see. Time-wise, yeah. So, zone time, it is 10. So, like... it's a good time. I mean, like, I'm doing okay for Knifefin, right? I got 13. I think if you target fish, right, I could probably get way more stone scale, right? If I'm talking about gold per hour from fishing, you're gonna win with just trying to focus on stone scale. I don't think going for Knifefin is like a good money move, but it's definitely a very valuable fish. Oh, you're in Kalimdor? Yeah, it's daytime over there. Oh, which Soap? Which zone are you in? Getting lightning eels? It seemed to suggest Veralis as a good spot on the. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on, where did my lure go? I got the glitch lure. Go here. Burning Steppes is Eastern Kingdoms. Alterac Valleys, Eastern Kingdoms. Silithus is Kalimdor. Winter Springs is Kalimdor. So are you in Winter Spring? Which is, it's interesting here because if you look at the spots, if you see, I hate when it does this. I need to, like, I don't know, give it a couple seconds to that bobber go away. All right, so here, the rates are different. But it suggests Veralis? At a 0.9%? That's kind of wild. Also, hold on, wait a second. Fishing in Silithus? Are the pools in High Vrograg count? That's like the only water I can think of off the top of my head. Hebix, I've been on a daily streak to try to trick or lure Juums into giving me programmer socks, but I've given up. I'm crying. Hebix, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The only time I've tried to use my status to try to get programmer socks, it's and I'm not gonna name any names, right? But it almost always comes up during Pride Month, and it's when there's someone that I've played with or raided with, and I know them a little bit. And if they've ever shared with me that they're trans, I will try to use my influence to selfishly get them socks. Oh, that's the only time it's ever worked. It's worked a few times. If your trans programmer socks means something different than just a cool transmog that it means to everyone else. So that was part of my reasoning. I think Vrograg might have gotten the programmer socks, but given my exposure to GMs, it's like radiation poisoning. You're just going to get it at some time. But I remember for a fact that Murog didn't get the programmer socks, but like her rogue alt got it before me. It was just funny because this was way back when I was first doing news stuff, and I think they had just they were showing me how to use like my media account for my GM stuff, and they're like, oh, like this is how you do that, and they're like, oh, well, I can't do that on you. I'd need a player. I'm like, oh, we'll just grab Murog. She's around. She's playing, and then they use her as a guinea pig. And she did what every player does when they get teleported to GM Island, which is ask for programmer socks. Hebix, I'm sorry, I won't ask. I can't abuse my privilege. What I generally do is that in that specific scenario, that's the only time I've ever done it, and it's not even worked 100% of the time. But the only time I would risk my credibility is if someone in that specific circumstance really wants them. Programmer socks are off limits. Okay, wait, I'm curious. Do I have them? Has Vrograg had them in the past? Hold on. I'm curious. Where's Glitter Glam? Do I need to move to get you up here? Does that give you GM powers? No, it doesn't. It gives you a T-Mog that looks like programmer socks. Has Vrograg had them before? Vrograg has never gotten them, evidently. I mean, they would show up here under the pants stuff. So, sadly, even Vrograg hasn't gotten them. I know one of my characters got them, though. But I think that was during the much maligned by me specifically and other people in the community. I think they were like a chance in the Easter egg thing. They had that one year on Nordinar. They are socks, not pants, and yet, Haxer, they appear in your pants T-Mog category. I swore they were going to give it during Christmas, but no. It was just confirmed they are not this season, so Pride Month makes more sense. Yes, I think if there is a time to hand them out at all, by anyone, it should be by any group that's outwardly LGBT friendly, and especially to players that are trans. I think those are the people that, it's not a matter of like deserving, it has a different meaning to them, and it means a lot for them when they get it. Like, for most players, right, it's just like, that's a really cool, neat, funny transmog, I'd love to have it. If you don't know what I'm referring to, I mean, you can look it up, but it's part of some trans people and their journey to understanding their like gender identity, and programmer socks is sort of like almost like an inside joke in that community. So at least with male to female. I don't know about female to male. I don't know if they care about programmer socks as much. Oh, it's a feed item, really? Okay, hold on. Let me go double check. Because I thought I did have it on Vrograg.
Got the best deals anywhere.
Oh, I do have. Yes, I have them. Or I had them at some point. Bag space, still bag space, everyone. I do not remember when I got them. I can tell you that much. Come on, I know what. There it is. There it is. I'm pretty sure they're bind on pickup too. Otherwise, you'd see them on the auction house going for like 10,000 gold. Just a fun little fact about the history of Programmer Socks. Because everyone knows Vrograg likes telling stories. When I first started on the server, there used to be an NPC on GM Island that would reward you Programmer Socks if you could get to GM Island. Now, to some, it was just sort of like inside knowledge. To others, it was an open challenge to hack the game to get to GM Island. However, just like everything else nice in the world, someone ruined it for everybody else because in the world of hacks, cheats, and exploits, there are marketplaces for these things. And one of the Fine Turtle team members was either made aware or found it themselves that the tip or trick or hack to get to GM Island was actually on sale on a marketplace. That was sort of a sign that maybe things went a little too far, and after that point, that NPC was removed from the game. They probably exist somewhere in the code, and the way for people to essentially code hack their way onto GM Island to get the socks was closed. I mean, there are other like stocking length T-Mog items, I believe, that are available if it helps, but it's not quite as prestigious as the Programmer Socks, which carry the name Programmer Socks. And I also think they have like a little bit of frost resist too on them, if I'm not crazy. The only legit way to get to GM Island was to swim from Darnassus and go north until you reach the end of the sea and unstuck. Thus, that has been patched. Even then, I think you have to do some real crazy stuff, I remember, because there's like a void between the end of the ocean and then where the actual GM Island is. What's the music playing currently? Vrograg's AI Slop Volume 10. The Sloppening. It's one of my more recent things I had generated. I think I modeled a bunch of music after like sort of like Japanese synth wavy stuff. I think that's probably what this is. Haxer, if you hold on, okay, can I make this transactional? Oh, actually, that reminds me. There's a couple icons I kind of want to put in the game. But I mean, that's stuff I do for the community anyway. So like, that's also work that I just do. Not on the Turtle team, but I just do work for the community to help you guys. But I can shoot you like a playlist or some of the music if you want, Haxer. What do I need? This place definitely needs lures, sadly. And my fishing skill of 387 isn't breaking it, so... No, hold on. I'll be right back. Mandalore just knocked something over. Little punk. All right. I'm gonna get some more lures, I think. I might actually have some in my bank. I should just grab those. Fish. Oh, I have aqua dynamic fish attractors right here. Duh. Oh, thank you. Whoever, I'm assuming that was you, Shalu. Appreciate you. Thanks for giving me a water walking. That made getting back in the boat a lot easier. The annoying thing about aqua dynamics is that they're only 5 minutes long, but getting an extra 100 on fishing should guarantee me that I'm going to get everything here, because now I'm at 487. And Haxer, the icons that I was thinking about recently, let me see, I can bring them up on the... Alright, let's get rid of this. So, grilled squid. Hold on, it's recasting. Grilled squid, right? This is the icon it uses. Its reagents look identical. I will maybe see about making an icon for grilled squid. You know, I'll kind of like make it more beige and maybe take the eyes out. You know, just it feels weird that the thing you eat looks identical to the thing you get. It makes sense for like an apple or something, right? But generally when you grill something, it looks different. And what was the other? Oh, it was another fish one, right? So there are... All right. There's dark claw lobster. There's all these different weighted lobsters, but they all exist on the dark claw lobster loot table, I believe. However, the deep sea lobster only drops from Klakora and has no use in game, I believe. Which I kind of find interesting because these are classified as junk, right? This one actually is junk. You can eat it. I guess that's why it's classified differently, but it like you can cook dark claw lobster. Deep sea lobster drops off of essentially a summonable world boss, and yet is level 35. It restores more health than the higher level item. So I think the level on deep sea needs to be fixed, and it should have a different icon, because someone like me who enjoys doing Klakora will occasionally pick up these deep sea lobsters, and I will mistake them for dark claw lobsters when I'm buying fresh spring water to make lobster stew. So that's what I want to do. Also, is that new? I don't recognize this. Whole lobster bread. This can't be vanilla, right? Yeah, okay. Making sure. It's just lobster bread? Okay. So it just sold at a vendor. Exotic bakery. That's fine. I was just confused. I feel like I'd never seen that before. All right. Anyway. So yeah, the grilled squid and the lobster. I could see about making icons for those. Did anyone else come across any icons they might want to have altered or changed that you can think of while I'm thinking about it? The PvP meta item is sold there? Really? No, hold on. Where'd it go? Let me see if I can guess what it is. I'm not drowning, am I? Okay. Really? What's meta? These are all just according to the database. They all just restore health while eating. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Goblin sprint and rogue sprint? Well, what does that change about the food? See if you find it. I mean, like, there's one that said, like, just eat me. That looks like the Deviant Delight. Gray item counterparts of white one should have a degraded look. So, Lizzie Babs, I think the large lobsters aren't considered gray items because they act as trophy items. Oh, no. I mean, like, I think we could all agree those could use different food icons, but it seems pretty niche, right? I mean, I'm not on a quest to change every icon in the game. I want the quality of life to be better for the player, generally, right? So that's what I focus on. Oh, that ran out. Hebix says, pretty huge of GMs to just stand on that winter island each day and taking turns, hence their workload on tickets. Well, yeah. It's actually, by the way, and all of the GMs won't say this because they know the second they give any player a little bit of attention, it like can become really annoying for them. So they do it very sparsely, but almost all the GMs I've talked to, they really like players by and large, and they like being able to interact with you guys and make you happy and help you enjoy the game. So, like, it's one of the best parts about Winter Veil is seeing the GMs, like, being able to kind of kick back a little bit and celebrate with you guys. So I'm happy they've been stationed there. Hello, Nixius. How's it going? So yeah, Haxer, that food you said that says don't eat me, what's so meta about it? Does it make you into like a shape that's like harder to hit or something? Because generally the don't eat me tag is used for like stuff that changes your form, because it's like an Alice in Wonderland reference. Farming elemental fires, really? Nixius, if you need help with elemental fires, is my cooldown up today? I actually don't remember. No, I can't help you. But find someone that has the Heart of Fire to Elemental Fire transmute. Because if you're farming Elemental Fire, they're probably dropping Heart of Fire as well. So you can just double dip on that. BWL Prog on Amber. So I know it's on Ambershire, but isn't the Thorium Brotherhood recipe already out? I think it is at that phase, right? Yeah, that's good. Oh, Grokar! Which, by the way, Grokar is Brigorn. I don't know if I said that on stream, but Grokar never shared that with me. I thought Grokar was just some random homie. Grokar's been Brigorn the whole time, guys. An old friend of the stream. Sorry to ruin the illusion, Grokar. I think you look great in Horde, by the way. Oh, that's your guildie? So you are in Dryparkin? Based on the rank name of Shovover, that looks like some kind... Wait, I think I know Bregorn's like Norwegian? I think I knew this. All the Scandinavian... Those 3 countries that are next to each other, Norway, Sweden, Finland, they all kind of mix together in my head. I know it's probably super different for you guys, but if I'm being fair, you know Americans will be offended if, like, you compare me to, like, a Southerner, right? So, like, come on, let's be fair here. Means the zoo. Oh, that's cute. Now, if I'm also being fair, I think Sweden, Norway, and Finland has had way more time than the U.S. to develop as a culture, as I think they have different languages, right? Any of my Scandinavian bros can tell me, like, can like, y'all understand each other? Like, I understand your languages aren't the same, but can you still understand each other, kind of like Spanish and Portuguese? I don't know. Finnish is a language too, right? Or do you guys just bully on Finland and not like them? You have issues on Danish person. Oh, well, excuse me. Oh, so would I be correct in assuming that the Finns have like more Russian influence as like in their language because they're closer to Russia? Finnish is a completely different language. Danish, Norwegian, Swedish is kind of alike. Okay. I do know this though, that Icelandic is very strange to all of you, although is like a progenitor to your language. They just never modernized it or changed it for like way too long. I know this because back in university I used to study Old English, like way before Shakespeare English, back when most of the influence on the Angles at the time was like Viking language. So my study of Old English actually helped me understand a little bit of Icelandic. It's very funny. Well, yeah, I assumed... I know Portuguese and Spanish are different, but, like, you know, there's, you know, if I'm next to someone who's speaking Mandarin, I will have no idea what they're saying. If I'm standing next to someone that's speaking French, because I've taken a little bit of French, I, like, vaguely understand some of the things they might be alluding to. And if I'm talking to someone who has a thick Scottish accent, I probably know about the same. So I guess it is all kind of relative, but... Oh, that's got to be a trip, Nixius, if you're learning Mandarin. Oh, okay. Grokar, what did you find? Oh, I'm curious. Sorry. Oh. I have to learn water, hot coffee, ripened porridge so far. And hello, I am called Nixius. I watched like a video recently. I think it was on YouTube channel Veritasium. It talked about how like the development of like the Chinese typewriter and like how they use combinations of Roman characters, like English Roman characters, to like represent characters in Chinese. It's very interesting. The thing with Portuguese and Spanish is that Portuguese has a lot of phonemes that are not used in other Latin languages, so Portuguese speakers can usually make out what Spanish and Italian speakers say, but the other way around is more complicated. Yeah, I've heard a lot like that quite a bit for a lot of different languages. There's always like one that's like harder to understand, but there's like a more base one that can like be understood more easily. So I believe that. Yes, I did get that. Let me take a look. Vrograg, I trust you. I swear though, if this is a Finno-Ugric languages, it is a traditional linguistic grouping of all languages in the Uralic language family except for Semiotic languages. It's once commonly accepted status as a subfamily of the Uralic. So the Uralic probably means like Ural Mountains. Three most Uralic languages, Hungarian, Finnish, and Estonian, are all included in Finno-Ugric. Finno-Ugric, which originally termed to the entire family, is occasionally used as a synonym for the term Uralic, which includes the Semitic languages, as commonly happens when a language family is expanded with further discoveries. Before the 20th century, the language family might be referred to as Finnish, Ugric, Finno-Hungarian, or with a variety of other names. It is kind of wild that this culture grouping really seemed to spread out pretty big, right? I mean, there's like, you know, a lot of the steppe peoples. I guess steppes really start here and go further east. A lot of northern Scandinavia, and then it's weird. There's just like, and also Hungarian. That's pretty cool. It's not corn. Thank you. I'm bummed it's not corn, honestly, but that's probably been the most enriching part about doing all this silly Turtle WoW stuff, is getting to rub shoulders with all the Europeans and just learn stuff I would have no way of learning otherwise. It's been very enriching, believe it or not. I hope I've been able to give you, I mean, I think given the state of like Western media, I think plenty of people have a good vibe on how things are in America at any given time. But that's also a very unrealistic picture, and also the US is very big and has a lot of different like subcultures and variances and regions. So I hope in some way I can better elucidate how things are in the US for my European cousins. And yes, Nixius, I will also agree that by and large, all my interactions with Chinese players that I've been able to like communicate with has been 100% positive. I've loved it. I think there's, you know, I think there's a lot of, what's that term? A lot of xenophobia. That's what it's called. When it comes to the gaming space. And I think a lot of that has to do with like different cultural understandings of games, especially the game space we share, WoW. But I think it's always important to understand nothing is a monolith. Nothing is the same throughout. And just like there's different American people, there's different attitudes and cultural feelings about things in China or the EU. And so I think seeing how many different voices and opinions, actions and techniques even I've seen represented in this game from all those different spots, it's been very enlightening and giving me the warm fuzzies. A lot of garroshing around here. I mean, it would seem like that. Any upcoming news or interviews done by you on the radio? 3 months ago, last time you did one. Oh, if you're talking about like the podcasts, no. Part of that's because I know Dan's like the person who like manages all the programming for the radio. He's been focusing a lot on getting the live DJ stuff up and running and working. I haven't done any radio Turtle WoW news in a minute. I don't know if you were here when I was when I was complaining. I feel like it's a valid complaint when I'm just like, every time I sit down to like make like Turtle WoW like news content or something, like I get all stressed out just because of the Blizzard lawsuit. I'm not even joking. I can play and stream and talk about Turtle WoW stuff, but that's because I can vent about it while I'm doing it. But like, Turtle WoW news is much more straightforward and is meant to deliver news. Yeah, like Blizzard just robbed me of the joy of doing that. I swear. Because it's just not as fun to do now. Hello, Feronia. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I will say, though, Hebix, Murag and I don't think... I'm trying to think if I'm supposed to mention... Murag and I are working on something for the radio for Christmas time. We're actually... I'm not joking. We're working on a duet. I am not much of a singer. She actually has like done classical singing and vocal performance stuff. I have not. But I had this idea for like a duet we could do last year. And one of the composers like this year like picked it up and just started like doing stuff. So I might actually have to go through with it. So you might hear that. But I don't know when that's going to be done. Oh, Feronia. I know because you're a Blackwing Guard alumni. I just thought you'd want to know that Blackwing Guard this last weekend went 7 out of 9 in Kara 40. We got Cruel down. It was a very exciting, very, very poggers night for us. We only have 2 bosses left, which is Mephistroth and what's the name of the big elemental dude? I can't remember his name. Either way, he has the claw I want. Oh wait, I could probably just look it up here, right? It's Rupturin. This thing right here, this claw, I so badly want it for my elemental shaman. It feels like a birthright for an elemental shaman. I think there's technically a better setup for elemental with the staff, but I really want that claw. I didn't even look at the stats. I was just looking at the visuals. Hold on. How good was that? 128 damage, 1 hit, 1 crit. Finally. After years of boomkins and elemental shaman whining about it, we finally got Wraithblade. And it looks cooler than Wraithblade too. So suck on that, mages, warlocks. Have I tried spell hands? Do you mean the fire spec, Nixius? Because yes, I have. So I'm very opinionated about it. I cannot deny the superior damage numbers it does, especially single target damage, because I have all the things I need. I have like the natural alignment crystal, I have the totem, and all that stuff you need to really make it pop off. However, it feels like cheating, and it doesn't feel like an elemental shaman, and I like playing elemental because it's not really spell enhancement, because you don't do anything in melee. you take melee talents, but you don't use them. All you do is pop all your cooldowns, do a fire shock, and they do molten blast until the boss is dead. That's all you do. If it was spell enhancement, right, you should have to like weave in melee abilities and spells, right? That's how a traditional spell enhancement would exist. So really what it is it's a fire spec for Elemental Shaman that needs to have its scaling nerfed because it's way too strong. Yeah, I think so too, Hebix. I can't remember. I never played anyone that could use a claw back in TBC way back when. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. I know I've seen the model before. But it means a lot because I remember back in the run-up to the release for Karazhan 40, one of the devs that knows I play Elemental Shaman, like showed me. It's like, hey, like you're gonna love this item, and they showed me. I almost cried. I'm like, oh my god, it's all I've ever wanted. It's so beautiful. Oh, that's cool. You know what I want to find, Nixius, because the most recent patch to Shamans has now prevented it. I want to find a way to do solo trash farms in Strat. I used to be able to do it with Obomsawin, like as straight elemental. The way it would work is there used to be a talent. Oh, actually, I think I can actually show this. Hold on. Talent. So if I go to the talent builder, so yeah, we'll go class changes 2. The original class changes 2 that still had Electrify in it. I'm glad Electrify is gone. Right, what we have now works great. I like Electrify as a concept. I guess a lot of people didn't. It was one of my ideas in class council, but here's the important thing. The last clause in Eye of the Storm is what allowed me to do solo trash farms as an Elemental Shaman. I would put on all tier 3, put on a big honkin' shield and a strong spell damage main hand, and when I took damage, right, I get crit, and then I could cast a healing spell on myself. So I had a build that was like half the mitigation stuff here, and then some stuff in healing, and a couple things in elemental. However, come to 1.18, I think this one's still out of date technically, but they changed it. Prevents you from losing casting times when taking damage while casting elemental spells, and that's a very important distinction. So I couldn't get crit and then still, no matter what, cast a healing spell on myself. So now solo strat trash farms are out of my reach, sadly. I could probably get the gear to do it. I hope so, Haxer. I mean, I haven't been very involved, with advising and stuff. I think I did talk with the person who's doing the shaman designs. They were well aware of like most of the community's complaints and stuff. I remember when I spoke to them, it was mostly about making sure the whole fire thing was intended, and it sounded like it was intended, but it wasn't intended to scale that crazy. But yeah. Give me Shamanistic Rage, please. Nah, I don't want another bar to look at. You're probably one of those dual wield losers. I don't really have a dog in that fight, but I just know melee shamans are very opinionated about big two-hander or dual wielding and what they prefer. It's a defensive. I think I vaguely remember that. I thought we had that at some point. Did they take it away? Honestly, what shaman tanks actually need is like to not have to wear their 2.5 for the set bonus that's too strong. That's what they actually need. See if I can... Actually, I can look at this in game, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. So if we go to... Temple of Anchorage... Will they just show me the... How do you look at the sets there? It would be, hold on. Collections. It's under collections. And then it's Temple of Anchorage sets. For Shaman. Okay, that's the elemental. Okay. So, I believe what they've spoken about is this 5 set. I think this is the one. Attunes you to the Earth Mother, increasing the effects of your rock biter weapon by 20% and reducing all damage taken by 5%. So this is what shaman tanks need in order to tank like higher level raid content, because otherwise they can't get the levels of mitigation needed to do a lot of things unless you're an insano madman like Shock Warden, who did it before these set bonuses, but that's a whole different story. As an enhancement shaman, I'd like to have both as options. I mean, yeah, sure. It's the whole thing. I guess I'm just speaking more to the shaman tank perspective, right? Where, by comparison, they're check. Where is your tank set? All right, this one is elemental. This one's healing. So this one's the enhancement set. You can see the set bonuses here. They don't really help with mitigation. They probably have better stats on them than 2.5 in some cases, but yeah, I think that's been the main complaint for shaman tanks. Closest we are to a TBC enhanced shaman on Turtle WoW is dual wield melee hunter. You're not wrong. I've thoroughly enjoyed. The heck did I just eat? Oh, I ate one of my. Oh, that's a lollipop. Hey, you know what? I had a great idea for a different icon. Don't you guys think that either Lollipop or the Aqua Dynamic Fish Attractor needs a different icon? Because I just made that mistake. Do you think the Aqua Dynamic Fish Attractor? I think that one should get a different icon, right? It doesn't. I can't imagine it looks like that. I mean, this looks like. I mean, it looks like a lollipop. I mean, this is a lollipop, and it looks like a lollipop. This looks like a lollipop, but it's a lure. I mean, Feronia, with my level of artistry, that's what I could, cook, so to say. I would probably point it out to one of the members of the Turtle team who does art and be like, "It'd be crazy." Because here's the thing, right? So I remember I was talking, I'm pretty sure it was Dane, because I was talking about how there are too many really bland, basic rock icons, and there's only so many rock icons in the game, but there's tons of different items that are rocks. And Dane's just drawing rocks is boring. And I kind of can't fault him for saying that. He's right. It's pretty boring. But if I come at him with a, hey, how about like a really cool looking fish lure? Now that would get the artistic juices flowing. Can we fix the totem icons? Maybe. I think it would be cool if at the very least they all had like a distinct background color, but maybe kept the vanilla icon. That would be my light touch suggestion. Haxer, they share icon with a bunch of things. Let me show you. All right, so let's go air totem. This is air totem. You have this in your bag for your whole shaman life, right? This item right here, it gets reused a lot. So if I do Wowhead, it's a good way to show it. Let's go to, not that. Spell totem, Warden Draining. Here's the other things that use it. And also all of these, they're all totems, right? So you don't have to worry about this stuff. This is a season of discovery, so all this stuff doesn't exist. I just think it would be cool, like visually it would look cool, but I don't think they get confused. I think it would be more of a flavor design thing that I would be in favor of. It's not like the most necessary and confusing thing. Hydrate. Barda Jono 72. I hope Red Bull counts. Yeah, it's just a weird reagent you have for forever, basically. It's fine. There are definitely some classes that have a much higher bag space requirement for existing as a class. You know, paladins need all those seals, right? And druids need the reagents for their seeds and stuff. Warlocks have a whole bag slot potentially wasted. Hunters too. I don't know about warriors. I don't think they have much. They have to have a bunch of gear, but rogues have a little bit of reagents. They lose a lot of their bag slots to poisons. Mages lose a little bit to portal reagents and some reagents. Priests because of their candles. I think that's all the classes. Everyone has a little bit of a tax to pay, though. Hunters lose a bag slot. Oh, Feronia, listen. That's if you're a joker and you decide to play ranged hunter. Never in my... Rexana doesn't even know what it means to have an ammo slot bag. She has only used a thrown weapon. I mean, I have technically used bows with Rexana, but that's specifically because I was in raid, and specifically because they needed someone to do tranquilizing shot. Like, it's all fun and games to, like, have the lore of Rexar flow through Rexana, right? We love Rexar. We love Rexana. But I'm not going to make sure a raid wipes because of my RP. Yep, that's right, Feronia. Actually, it's funny. I think Vrograg has that guy too. Where is he? Squire Boltfling. Hold on, I have to finish this cast. He's essentially a repair bot that doesn't repair with ammunition. So I don't think he repairs. Yep, he doesn't repair, but he has reagents and ammunition. See? He's not so bad. I still stand by the fact that I think Rogue should have a poison vendor, but hey. You have to go back to Org on the daily from my farming space to refill with arrows. Rogues have to go back to a capital city or Booty Bay to find a poison vendor. True story. We're not so different. Except I can never get a guy that will, like, sell me, like, slightly worse poisons. I would gladly die in raid for Rexar lore. You know what? Barda, I'm glad to hear that. Also, Boris, hello, how you doing? I'm happy. I'm happy. I support you in dying for that, but I don't think everyone's on board with that. I am way too much of that kind of player who I don't care about parsing. That I like putting my best effort forward. And playing how I want to play, but not at the consequence of the success of the raid, if that makes any sense. Like, when I play Shaman and they really need a healer, even though I prefer playing Elemental, like, yeah, of course I'll heal. I want the raid to succeed, you know? I also seen the newish pets on there. I really want that frog. Also, it's really funny on my overlay, because my background's black, and for some reason, Twitch decided that Boris's name would be in black text. I can't see that Boris wrote it, but I know he did. I'm doing great, Boris. Thanks for asking. Oh yeah, I was looking at the new pet, right? Oh, keep fishing. Gotta keep fishing. The new frog. Oh yeah, this frog guy. Magus Alfred Wartbeard. Pretty sure Murag has him already. It is the time of the season. Blackwing Guard does a Secret Santa. I know who my Secret Santa recipient is. I'm very excited about it. The frog is adorable. Manalisa and little Karen. Listen, that's cool. You guys have the Fellhound mount. I know you're very proud of it. You should be. The Fellhound is cooler though. I love the Fellhound because he acts like a dog, and I love dogs. Yeah, and it's going to sound a little weird, and I know not many of you can relate to this, but the Turtle team has seen fit to, like, ever since I said don't pay me for any of, like, the radio or news stuff I've done, you know, over time. I said, like, just pay me in turtle coins. Like, it saves me the time from taking actual money and then changing it into turtle coins. And, like, somehow relaying that message somehow got me, like, a bunch of turtle coins, which, like, makes sense, but I think it was more, like, the conversion versus how much, like, they had ever paid me in the past. I'm like, that's okay. That's a lot of turtle coins. So I have a bunch of useless things. I don't know. I just have turtle coins to spend. It's the demon puppy. Yes, I love the demon puppy. You know what? I really wish the Fellhound had an animation where it would roll over on its back and let you scratch it. But it doesn't. And that's a shame. No paper. I mean, so here's the thing. Like, the team has paid me in the past for projects that I've done. Like, they're big... I did, like, the survival guide for, like, what's it, 1.17.1? The one where they released Hyjal? I did all the class highlight videos. Like, and by the way, like, I did actual work. I was very professional about it. So, like, there's a paper trail connecting us. But it's pretty close shut that it was very much, like, me making something that they asked me to do and them paying me as like a video producer. Not like I'm secretly in charge of Turtle WoW, and I'm getting all the donation. All the donations go to me. Listen, guys. So all the donation money was going to me. No one would play on this server because it would just be fishing. Fishing would be the only way to level up. Could you imagine? All bosses are in the water. The only store pet you can buy is Bulbasaur. Yeah. I think that would overload the server with cuteness. I think it would be pretty cool. But, you know. I don't think a lot of players would like it. World of Fishcraft. It would be fun. There would be like no expansion zones. It would all just be like, okay, guys, get the dev team around. Okay, here's the thing. Underwater, we gotta decorate more. I need corals. I need kelp. I need more fish. I need more nagas. I need lobsters, lobster traps. I need more sunken boats. We need it. We need all of it. And then like all that empty area on the oceans. Oh man, there would be like boss fights out there. There's actually one like deep water boss fight in vanilla, which is the big honking shark you have to fight as part of the Scepter quest chain. Give me more of that. I love that. World of Warcast. Now we're talking. And we wouldn't use gold. We would use fish as a currency. Never mind. This is a bad idea. XP from fishing. Rodfather, listen. You and I are cut from the same cloth, friend. I know you'd be into that. We would be gods among insects in a realm like that. Seashells is money. Historically has some foundation to it, but hey, Rodfather, I know you probably missed earlier in the stream, but I want to make sure you hear this because I know you'll be as excited as I am. With any luck, open water fishing in Telebim, Gilligim Isle, and Lapidus Isle should no longer, as of the server reset, it should no longer have those dead catches you would probably run into. I think they fixed that. What? Wait, are the patch notes out? I should just look at that. Not the patch notes, but the change log. Nope, they're not out yet. And I did have the ear of a dev who was asking me about issues with fishing, and I brought up some of those long-standing ones that I know you and I have dealt with. So, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I really just want to go to Telebin to go fishing after the reset. It is, Rodfather. It is indeed. Yes. So I think it was a consequence of Klakora. I think, at least in the situation with the Telebim fishing. I don't know about Lapidus and Gilligim. Also, there is still a standing issue with Ice Point Rock having dead casts, but apparently that issue is more complex and might need more fixing. It is on their radar, though. So that's good. And today I learned that lightning eels only appear during the day. I thought they were a 24-hour fish, honestly. I've never tried fishing for them. I just remembered thinking in my head, because we were going after Nightfin. I'm like, oh, let's go outside of Strat. There's lightning eels there. And I remember because in that same thing I had suggested, like, lightning eels aren't used for anything. They're pretty hard to catch. It might be cool if they could be used for something. And like, I think they might be used for something. I don't know. But now I'm worried that if they did take that advice, I'm like, they're way harder to catch than I thought. Because the percentage on them is pretty low. And they're restricted by, like, time of day. Which, like, if you're trying to find them, doesn't change that much. But it does mean someone like me, for instance, who's going after nightfin, I won't accidentally catch extra. And so that will just cut down supply. Do you think they have like a vanity pet? That's a fellhound? No. That would have been really cool. Instead, I could have stupid KT. I'd rather have a fellhound. I don't know. I'm surprised I don't know the answer to this. If I wanted to gift something from the donation shop to another player, like a specific item, is there a way of doing that? I'm sure there's a way of like buying donation points for someone else. But is there a way to get a specific item sent to a player? Or do you think you need GM intervention for that? I'm trying to think. Oh, and then yeah, I think I would. It's really sad, but the I have this thing that whenever I make a ticket, even when like I'm not on Vrograg, I feel like it's necessary to say I'm Vrograg, but at the same time I don't want to say that I'm Vrograg. Does that make sense? Because like I don't want them to treat me differently, but at the same time I want all the cachet of like goodwill that I've had towards GMs to count for something, because I'm also like a player too. So whatever issue I'm dealing with. But while that's also true, I also don't want them to treat me favorably. I don't know, does that make sense? Okay, thank you, So. Thank you. Which is why I was like, I felt a little weird bringing up that issue I had with a recent ticket I made. If you missed it, we had a funny discussion because I was talking about raiding with a person whose character name is Ass Destroyer. I made a ticket saying, this name seems a little inappropriate. And the GMs are like, we'll look into it. And then when I followed up, they're like, we're not having them change it. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And speaking of that, I forgot I could just do Armory? Turtle Out Armory? Ass Destroyer. See, now you know I'm not making it up. Hold on, do you think there's any other ass names taken? Okay, Arthas, I think I would let slide, because people just want the name that says Arthas in it, right? Assassin I can see because assassin has the word ass in it. This looks like someone had an aneurysm on their keyboard. What about ass ride? Cold ass rider? Somehow that feels less offensive than ass destroyer. Cold ass rider. Ass slap? Ass slap. I bet you ass slap is sitting there somewhere. Ass slap's not in there. Hold on. Is rump? I want to see if there's any names with rump in it. We had an idea for Rump Rider as a name to challenge Ass Destroyer. There's just someone called Rump. That's kind of a good name. Rump Ride. Oh, that looks like... Okay, hold on. I just realized when I wrote out the word, my idea for a name, Rump Rider, it could also be Rum Prider. That does open up more windows. The name's not taken. How about Ass Pound? Let's see if that's taken. Ooh, I like Rump Lord too. I think this would be equally as offensive as Ass Destroyer if I had Ass Pounder. Like, the urge to do the immature thing and then just make a tune just to be obnoxious and make a point versus just sit with someone in raid who's called Ass Destroyer. It's tough, guys. I'm having a war in my head. Check for foreskin. Foreskin? I'm checking for the proper spelling of foreskin. If there is a... Okay. Well, okay. There is Forest Kin. There is Forest Skinner. Forest Kin Roll. Foreskin Snip. Okay, come on. All right, come on. Foreskin Snip. That one's got to be over the line, too. But... Foreskin in Love is kind of funny to me. There's also Foreskin Man, our favorite superhero, who, Foreskin Man, the superhero, canonically, fights Jews, but not for the reason you think. The problematic Foreskin Man. He's the biggest advocate against circumcision. I mean, honestly, I am too, but like, I'm a guy born in the U.S. I didn't have a choice. It's kind of messed up, if I'm being honest. I don't really want to make my stream all about that. I could still just take a moment to say it is kind of messed up. I mean, guys, there's so many great ideas here. Let's see if something with clit is in. It's gotta be something clit around, right? See, the problem with the name convention issue is that it needs to be reported. There isn't like a filter, right? Bomba clit, Brad clit. That's actually, damn it. The teenager in me is like, I love this name. That's a good name. I'm sorry. I would see that name and let it slide if I'm being honest. You think this is peak entertainment? El Clitoris, that's pretty good. Frozen Clit as a name? Really? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Most of these aren't level 60s. The one that is a level 60 is called Arclight. It happens to have the word clit in it, and it's clearly not calling to mind the word clit. So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're level 60 and I have to, like, raid with you or see you around a lot, like, I just don't want to... I would giggle when I saw Brad Clit. But I probably won't have to raid with him. Right? I'm going to see this guy once. He's probably going to log on one more time, and I'll never see him again. Try Nippleback? Oh, let's just try Nipple. Let's just try Nipple, right? Because it's going to find any existence of those words. Okay. A level 4 High Elf named Big Nipple. A level 31 Tauren named Black Nipple. There's Butter Nipple, Cow Nipple, Crazy Nipple, Fish Nipple, Foot Nipple. A level 9 human rogue called Hard Nipple. You guys, how deep do you think the well goes here? It probably goes pretty deep, right? Rumpelstiltskin, that's a... Cyborg Bob, thank you. Names that have some sort of silly, like, rude term, but also the name of, like, some kind of pop star are almost always my favorite names. I will always love Ben Affleck as a name. I remember seeing that in Classic, and it stuck with me. That's not even, like, rude. That's just Ben Affleck, right? I mean, Lax Elf, like, I am too, but I understand not everyone's as into that, and like making space for people that are either more intimidated, or maybe there's even some people that like want to have an RP name by itself and don't want to be associated with their character name, right? But I think the ship's kind of sailed on that. But I do agree. You'll also notice all my character names are, making sure. Yeah, all of them are like lore appropriate at the very least. I have a couple of character names that are like puns on Vrograg, but you feel like Telebim would have spicier names? Yeah, but they have less players. Oh wait, there's one I have to check. There's one I have to check for sure. On Nordinar. There's gotta be someone with the name Dick in it, right? Okay, see, this is the kind of name I love. Alan Dickman. Come on. A pun on Alan Rickman. Anita Dickin. Barry Dickens. Sorry. Big Dick D... He calls it Big Dick DPS. Benedict. Benedictus. Okay. Do the same thing for Telebim. I see Big Dick Fury. Some of these names are similar. See that one? Oh, you know, I also got to check for political ones too, just to see if it's just as bad. I'm sorry. Frodo's clit got me. Oh, come on. All right, come on. Can we at least agree that this one's over the line? I want to check this too. Hold on. How many have the word Trump in it? Which is also against the rules. There's a level 6 Tauren Hunter called DJ Trump with an extra P. Donald J. Trumper, level 4 undead. Donald J. Trump, 12 undead. Carl Trump, but Trumpet, that's sorry, that's also pretty good. Bubba Trump, Black Trump, Biden Trump. Hold on, do they still have like data on these? So if I clicked on this guy, would I be able to see his gear? Yeah, just a level 7. I had to see. It's almost a challenge run. See how far you can get with a very stupid name. Well, that's the thing, Haxer. That's why I was bitching so much about someone called Ass Destroyer, who I'm raiding with. I just don't want to have to say your stupid name if it's stupid. I'm not going to look for it, but I guarantee you there's some permutations of the N-word. Probably the F-slur too. I mean, okay, surely there won't be too many of these, right? Surely. There's so many. Haxer, can you get me the API so it can show all of them? Can I guarantee you there's more? I guarantee you there's more than this. Come on. Every server has a guild named Naga Stole My Bike. I mean, you're right. Naga, an in-lore appropriate word to use. Oh, hey, since Mana Lisa is here. I wonder how many versions of... There's Moo Lisa, Mana Lisa, there's Rage Lisa. Yeah, see, like, I know there's more. I wish I could see all the names. I really wish I could. Thanks for taking that long walk with me while I'm, like, losing my mind about how dumb some of these names are. I mean, yeah. All right, I fished for a couple hours here, right? Yeah. Boy, got a lot of raw white scale salmon. Looks like 25 raw knifein snapper. That's not great. That's not great. I mean, it's good. It's 25 gold essentially. Maybe a little bit more if you try to juice the price. You can probably get rid of it for 25 gold. Like, check the market value even. I'm probably not going to put these in the auction house because guess what, guys? When Mora comes home, you know, she plays a priest. If I show up and be like, hey, I got you some nightfin soup, she'll be all happy. She'll be like really pumped. Wow, they're actually higher than I thought. So that would mean if I searched for nightfin soup, it's probably even more. Yeah. What? Packet of soothing spices is like 10 silver? 5 silver? Something like that? So that's way more than that. So even more value added for doing that. Let's check out raw white scale. High gel kids, high gel wives, also stable. Yeah, that's an old meme, but it checks out, Cyborg Bob. I mean, this isn't... For something that I caught this much of, this is actually an okay price. I'd even go down to like 15 silver to kind of get them, to move them. I gotta remind myself what they're used for. I know it's used for the fish au chocolat, but white scale. An underwhelming food. Okay. How much do these cost? They cost... Oh, wow. It's actually cheaper than I thought. Silver. Silver 62 silver. Yeah, selling it as a nightfin soup, actually, you make a lot more money. Okay. Whoa, what's this? Dirge test? I know there's like... Giant egg? Dirge's kicking chimera chops? I'm trying to remember... People don't use them because they're so hard to get. Chimera? How about chops? I mean, I know... Yeah, okay, so here's... $25 stamina. Well, why would they have this? And even if it's like deprecated code, why would they have this? Cyborg, I did see Power Bottom Ranger. You know, maybe I should add a couple of these should have their icons changed, no? I could see, this one should look like something with a bowl that has something in it. Tender wolf steak. If I recall, this icon gets used for a lot of stuff, right? Sometimes I catch Wowhead right when the website goes down, which is very weird, but I've seen it happen before. Either way, this icon I know is used in multiple things. I mean, you can see it right here. I mean, the Mitefish steak should look different, right? At the very least. I know there's like maybe two other things that use that icon. Heavy crocodile stew and Gurabashi gumbo should look different than smoked desert dumplings. This is a very iconic icon. I would like to see that one stay. Runtime Tuber's fine to stay the way it is, too. But Yeah, these should have different icons, no? I mean, this one's not that big of a deal, so I don't think this would get confused easily. It's only an 8 stamina and spirit food, but this is actually a very valuable high-end food. For PvP, anyway. Reducing damage taken from critical hits and damage over time effects by 3% for 900 seconds. That's pretty good. What is this? What does it require? There was someone at the beginning of the stream who was telling me about tender crocolisk meat selling for a lot, even though it's like an item you can get in like very low level areas. Tiger meat, finally something uses tiger mystery meat, hot, soothing, and refreshing water. Okay. That was a crocolisk meat. Wow, that. No, I mean, they weren't lying. That's actually sells. I do not think many people would expect that. That's good to know. Hey, if you start a new tune, you can get some good fast cash early with this. Have you done Northwind? Cyborg. Have I done the one quest for Horde that's in Northwind? No. Why would I? I have played through Baylor and most of Grim Reaches, though. I mean, I've visited there. You get a duck. Are you saying if I go there, I get a duck? Hold on. You guys, you realize I can cheat this, right? I have a huge, massive advantage. Hold on. Put on your dungeon tanking gear, Vrograg. We're going on an adventure. It's adventure time. Am I done? Am I tanking? Yep. I have my dodge and my parry. I know it says quack. To everyone's chagrin. Hold on. I'm going to poke my head in here for 1 second. Because someone said you could fish in here. And I'm like, I don't think you can. I just want to look at the map. Throne, no. No, I don't see any spots you could fish in, guys. I'll go scout it out with Vrograg. Now, I'm in Blackwing Guard, so we have a guild base that's kind of sitting above Northwind, so I can kind of jump down there. Let me see, get my parachute cloak on for when it matters. Maybe the ooze and the ziggurats. I don't think that would work. Actually, that's actually worth trying, though, actually. You know how I like fishing in weird spots. I think you were there for that stream. We found the uninstanced version of Anchorage and fished in that water to no avail. All right, so, yeah, Northwind's down that way. Don't worry about these rogue black drakes. I don't attack them because, oh my god, I thought I got stuck. I can't attack them. As a rogue, we have professional, ethics. We don't attack each other. All right, am I... I'm by Crystal Falls, so I want to go down this way. Hello, Defias people. I kind of dig the Defias and their story. They just want to get paid for the work they did. Every time an Alliance person makes fun of my orc, says at least I don't live in a mud hut, all I say to them every time is, well, at least I paid the laborers who made my mud hut, you monsters. I mean, what's this? Collect 10 Grimmin greens for the injured duck at Grimmin Lake in Northwind. Don't forget to bring a bandage for its wound. I think I have a bandage, right? Yeah, I have literally one bandage. Great. Yeah, and a lot of times, if it's like a secret quest, people that Shagu or anyone who updates the PF quest won't put it on there, so you have to figure it out. No, it's not Tauren dung. It's just mud. That's what the Tauren contractor told me. Why would he lie? Okay, just Vrograg, come on. You can jump on this. The Horde has to be able to sneak into the new area to see content because we're not allowed to have new content. It says there's an injured Northwind Quacker like right under me. What? How did I not look? I bet you the graveyard's gonna be a mile away. I had my parachute cloak on too, but I'm like, oh, it's water, I'll be fine. Very funny, devs, very funny. Oh, what if we make it look like water for the Horde, but we'll make it super shallow so they'll die when they try to come in? You already put no content in here, why do you have to make it less inviting? Every time I bring up the lack of Horde content, they keep pointing to, look, listen, there's gonna be Zulamon, it's gonna be great. I swear, if Blizzard like somehow shuts down everything before I get that promised content, the next time you'll see me, it'll be on the news. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. So, something will snap inside me. Horde have undead. We're even. We didn't ask for them. That they were thrust upon us. Much like the Night Elves were thrust upon the Alliance. I bet you the Night Elves might have even have been like a bit more sympathetic to the Orcs if the Orcs didn't literally kill one of their gods. That kind of thing's hard to overcome, guys. If you kill a race's god, they kind of hold that in their heart for a while. You can't blame them. Hopefully Liraloon isn't here to hear this, but if your god can get killed by a pack of orcs, was it that good of a god? Was it? Was it? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, let me get to dry land first. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Haxer, people only remember that the orcs are high on demon blood to take away from their accomplishments. But then when they're not high on demon blood, they're like, oh, well, they're probably on demon blood. Or like they like forget and just assume. All right, let's see what's going on here. The duck is breathing heavily and seems to have injured his left wing. Good Samaritan. The weakened duck is leaning against the cavern wall, huffing air out of its bill and making faint noises. Judging from the red stains on its wings, it has been in a skirmish, possibly escaping from bloodthirsty murlocs living around Grimmen Lake. Trying to comfort the injured animal, you guide your hand to its little body. Still in shock, the waterfowl shrieks and flaps its wings in fright, spraying blood on the ground. There should be capital S here. Without calming it down first, there is little chance at treating the wound. Perhaps you can befriend it by collecting some greens along the river stream This is awkward, by the way. But along the river stream, it would be like stream bed or along the river. Anyway, and the coast ran Grimmin Lake. Okay. I need 10? I'll be easy. Who's this? Wait, did that hyper spawn back again? Or is that just a false clicker? Okay, it is a false. I should have my swimming gear on. Do I have like a temporary outfit? No, I don't. Okay, let's see. I want this. I need the trinkets, which is the Ice Pearl of Kennecon. Rethrus Tidecrest, there it is. Azure Belt. And the Deep Striders. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kodo. You were thinking earlier Tauren Shadow Priests are morally gray, so maybe Tauren Rogues one day. Rogues run the whole gamut as far as morality. I mean, you can have your goody two shoes dashing swordsman to your skulking edgelord shadow rogue. You know, I think also evil Tauren already exists very much in lore with the Grim Totem and their story. So I don't think evil equates to existence of rogue. I think stealth and a cultural history of stealth should matter more. Most people can be stealthy, I would say. I would say Tauren have a pretty tough chance doing it without becoming a cat. Yeah, I'm saying rogues can be evil. I think they're just sort of they're whatever is sort of their vibe. Technically, in like old school D&D sense, using poisons is generally considered an evil act, if that counts. And I always thought that was the reason why Taurens couldn't be rogues, was that they weren't sneaky. They either weren't willing to be sneaky or just couldn't be. I think someone of any race could kind of be whatever at some point. I just didn't think there was a good tradition of Taurens being sneaky. Rogues have a proud tradition of sneaking around and killing people. Why can't I just swim through this? I gotta go around. I don't want to, like, bother anyone, you know, while they're questing. Hoofs are smooth so they glide in stealth. That is not how that works. Hoofs are a liability on stealth. That's why stealth predators don't have hooves. They have padded paws. Like wolves, cats, bears, you know, apex predators. They don't have hooves. If you could think of a apex predator that has hooves, I'd love to hear it. I'm trying to think right now. I don't think any real, like, good hunting predators have hooves. They're not good for stealth. I need a heavy... Okay, hold on, wait. Did it even say that? Did it say I needed a bandage? It did, okay. It didn't in the description, but it did in the header text. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just annoying. Silk cloth. Yes, I need 2, please. New Tauren racial hoof mittens? No, Cyborg, don't jump the line. I'm still waiting for my cow shoes that they promised in 2023 and they still haven't given. I got a long memory, Turtle Team. I pay the same money for epic writing, and I still go 3% faster, and I can't put on trinkets to make up the difference. Give me cow shoes. Please. Thank you. I'm not asking for much. Hold on. Heavy silk bandage. Here it is. Hey, Grokkar. Okay, did I get the bandage? Here it is. While the greens and bandage have certainly helped, the duck doesn't appear to be over the worst. Shaky and uncertain on its feet, it tumbles around while trying to exit the cave. You can't bring yourself to simply leave it to the world like that and decide to carry it to someone here in Northwind who can do more. Search Northwind for someone able to assist you with the injured duck. This is where people who don't use quest helpers and people who do are, like, those kind of people are built different. I'm going to look at the map. I wouldn't know where to start. I've never been here. Also, if you're Horde, this is way harder because you have no other quests establishing anything else in the area for you. But it's okay because this is a neutral quest. Anyone can do this. ... But it's way harder for Horde. Because not only do you not know the area, I guarantee you there's some kind of flagged NPC around here that will attack you. Speaking of. I played Tauren Rogue way back in the day on Zephyr WoW. It was glorious. I mean, yeah, listen, I'm not saying it's not a good combination or that it can't be fun. I just think it just kind of breaks immersion, that's all. And I feel that way for a lot of things. I don't even like the fact that gnomes can be warlocks, and I like Little Carrot. But let's be honest. How did warlocks get fell magic? I could see humans. Humans are very good at sticking their nose in stuff that does not belong in. That's pretty much the human storyline all the time. And sure, gnomes' curiosity can get them there, but who let them have that? I don't even know if demons would want to tolerate gnomes. They'd be like, you can make fire from nothing? Oh boy! Next thing you know, the demon's like, I'm out. I do not want to make any pact. I do not want to corrupt like, they're already there. I think they're going to kill themselves. I don't need to do anything. My work here is done. And I said with love, peace and love to the gnomes. I just have trouble believing that gnomes seamlessly can be warlocks. I don't know. Maybe there's more lore to establish it. Well, just because you're... Again, I think warlocks might be one of the exceptions, right? But just because you're a warlock doesn't mean you're necessarily evil. And just because you're a paladin doesn't mean you're necessarily good. Case in point, Scarlet Crusade, right? So I could see someone doing something for the right reasons, but bad methods, taking the route of the warlock, right? You could want to save someone and you're like, I'm not that good of a mage, but I made a deal with a demon in order to help someone, right? And then you have to deal with that. I could see that world easily. Look what they did to their own city. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Need help?
An awfully busy day today, wouldn't you agree? You were lucky, given you did not know what you fed this poor thing. The plants you picked are called Noble's Pillow, infamous for their muscle-numbing properties. They most assuredly help ease its pain, yet there's still much to do if you want to save the little one.
Careful. You need something?
Wait, hold on. I can train with you? What do you train? Warlocks, maybe?
Light
I
bless.
don't know. Gather the needed ingredients. Oh boy, a bunch of stuff you need. Hold on, it's gonna be a flour, amber sap is needed too.
Safe travels.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons why, like, there's always going to be issues with the classic, alignment system of D&D. It's actually one of the reasons why I like the system Pathfinder has gone with, making things a bit more adaptable, a bit more fluid as far as that kind of stuff's concerned. Like, good and evil is more on a scale of have you literally sworn yourself to defeating evil? Let me turn sound a little bit. I kept sound up for fishing, but now that I'm killing bears wantonly, I need your quest drop. 40%? I'm gonna drive some Skinner nuts. These poor grizzlies. Come on. That's four of them. I haven't got one sap. 5, no sap. 6, no sap. Seven, no sap. Eight, no sap. I just kill everything pretty much. Dang. All right, I guess I'm gonna go up here to get some of these. Winter's Kiss. All right. Northwind boars have eaten enough and are now neutral. I remember that in the changelog. That was funny. Nope. By the way, I'm still counting. That was 8. 8 and no sap. I'm gonna have to kill like every bear in the zone 3 times over to get 1 sap. Just watch. Also, it comes from a tree, right? It's amber sap. I know the bears eat it. Could the trees just drop it? Wouldn't that be crazy? Because it comes from the tree? No? Blackrock Poacher. Well, I can attack these guys, so I'm gonna pickpocket them. Oh, what the? Really? No. I'm gonna pickpocket the other one too. I don't care. I love the fact, I simply love the fact that I have way over hit cap for level 63. And rogues still get resist on it. Like, I do not know what it rolls for these. Oh, that's the other, This is the Horde questing hub here. This guy. No, Haxer, you can't cut down trees, but like, you could just put a gather node on a tree. Like, I'm pretty sure there's stuff that already exists in game like that. EOS? I thought it had to do with the boring adventure quest thing. I'm already... No, I'm not done. I need 3 more. Eye of the Storm. Yeah, I never played that. It's been highly suggested to me. Grokkar is saying Dark Iron Gloves pretty big for this level, are they? Oh yeah, that would be pretty good. If you could wear mail. Not everyone can wear mail. Did I pick this? Oh, I think I did. However, oh wait a minute. Eye of the Storm. Isn't that a TBC battleground? I was thinking the MOBA. What is that one called? Okay, so it is the TBC battleground. Heroes of okay. I heard the word storm and I got my wires crossed. Thank you. You said that's on Twitter, Cyborg? Let me see. Yeah, that does look like... I remember what the battleground looks like a little bit. Yeah, that does look a lot like Eye of the Storm. Sorry, I have to kill every bear that moves. Apparently someone's ahead of me. This is bear number 9. Okay, so at this pace, I need 7 more 7 times 9 is 63. I have to kill 63. I really hope I don't. I really hope I don't. I have not collected this axe, T-Mog, so we're going to just grab that real quick. All right. Still have a bow, right? Where's my arrow? It's looking like it's gonna be 63, boys. By the way, that is not what 40% means. Like, if it was actually 40%, I mean, you can still have degrees of variation, right? You totally can. I'm just seeing I'm definitely at one extreme of that degree of variation. %40 means if I kill 10, I should have 4. On average. Come on. You got to be lying. 40%. I know that's not how probability. Well, actually, it is in this case how probability work. It would mean 4 in every 10 should, on average, like that's the most likely outcome. I believe. Maybe that's not how probability works. Could be wrong. Are these the same probability? Yep. Shoutouts to Giga Putty. Thanks for your whisper, friend. Right, if it happens 50% of the time, right, with my dumb understanding of probability, I would assume that the most likely amount of times you'd have to flip to get that many heads, to get 5, you'd need 10. Because it's a 50% chance. I don't know how that's wrong, but that feels like the right thing. Oh, 5 heads in a row is different. 5 heads in a row is definitely different. That is actually way harder to do. The chances would be nuts. Yeah. I don't need to do it in a row. I just need to get, what was it, 8 of these saps? And I need to drive the Skinners of Northshire nuts. Every bear they find will not be looted. I don't know how long that would take, but I bet you if it had to be in a row, it's probably in the, like, 1 in 1,000 to, like, 1 in 10,000 chance level. I am trying to get Billy right now, Maxim. I'm enjoying this warm, gigantic amount of horde content in Northshire. Come on. It's 40%. This does not... You know, fun fact, too. I remember... you guys have seen me play Fire Emblem before, if you've watched the stream. Fire Emblem has sort of like a percentage hit chance on like enemies and stuff. And they use... after like the second or third game, they started using like a a way to display the probability that felt more correct to humans, and what it really did is roll twice and take the better result, which you think would really heavily overweigh stuff. It actually doesn't, because probability is weird. Whereas a game like XCOM uses flat probability, and it never feels right. Even though that, again, is not how probability works. I mean, I will say, in my defense, right, when I see percent, right, in my head, that means per, 100, right? And I could just break that down into 10 and 4. So, like, I would assume that after 10 kills, I should have 4. Even though that's not really what happens, but that's what it feels like should happen. I would expect to kill that many bears, right? Like what, 20 bears? It's probably going to end up being like 40 or 50. Exactly, Haxer, yeah. Yeah, Fire Emblem had to do the same thing. In tabletop role-playing games, Pathfinder, and there's like rolling with advantage in D&D, right? Where you roll 2d20s and take the better result. And it's interesting because when you do that as a player, you feel like it's a huge advantage, but like mathematically it is an advantage. I remember seeing like the chart on this, but it's not as big of an advantage as you think. It's like marginally an advantage. And then I got some of that mental gymnastics your brain plays on you with probability. Come on, I just need one more. Come on. I've killed so many of these bears. Does WoW implement that kind of does it just use flat probability? That would account for a lot of things. Why they don't, hey, there's a X% chance of this to happen. Like, think of poor Murrog, right? Murrog has been chasing the legendary enchant out of Emerald Sanctum, and I'm not joking, since Emerald Sanctum is opened. She has done every single lockout except for 2, I think. And that's at this point when it opened in autumn of 2024. So it's been more than a year. She's had more than 50 shots at it, I think. WoW doesn't have any fancy random functions. I bet you if it did, it would help. The amount of people that complain about stuff. But I mean, actually, I want to see now, what is the actual chance of that? What is the listed on the database anyway? So Eternal Dreamstone. This right here, 1.5% chance to drop from Solnius. Right? So to me, I would guess. Also, wait, no, it released in the. When did Hyjal release? Or Emerald Sanctum? Was it the autumn of 2023? I can't remember now. there's a better way of thinking of numbers like this. I would love to know it, because I'm just a smooth brain orc. If it's a single digit, just expect it's not going to happen. Be a computer, I guess. Oh, I mean, I have told this story multiple times on stream, but I will share it because this is relevant. It took Vrograg 54 tries to get his tier 0 helm from Dark Master Gandling in Scholomance, which is allegedly a 1 in 9 chance to happen. 54. I feel like that was like a degree of like insanity. At least 1 or 2.
Greetings.
Okay, here's your sap and Winter's Kiss. I will receive Billy.
Go with honor, friend.
Did I receive Billy? Oh, do I have to go visit him again? I do, okay. On average, the wait time is the mean of a geometric distribution. So realistically, you're looking at roughly 67 weekly kills, which is about a year and a few months. I think... Actually, I think we reached that. Because I think she's done... If it's been a year... No, sorry, if it's been 2 years and a couple months, I think she's pretty damn close to that. He should be in the... Oh, why do I have... Oh. That's right, the duck was over here. Thank you, guys. I thought it was a fish. Billy. I remember he used to quack a lot when he first came out. That's okay if he doesn't quack a lot now. Billy's okay. I like him. He's cute. All right. Yep. It's about 6:30. I think I'm gonna wrap things up. I will be running. For some reason you're watching this and you didn't know and you want to participate, I will be running Blood Beneath Blackrock, which is my reskinning of Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a social deduction game. I'll be running that at the guild base for Blackwing Guard. If you want to join and can be in Discord voice, because it is a social game, people need to chat. You are welcome to join. It is fine if you have never played and you'd like to learn. That's perfectly okay. It's not hard to learn, but we're going to have some fun tonight. So I do need to get ready for that, and Murag's going to be home soon, so. Cyborg, yes, that would be cool. I don't even care about PvP that much, but yeah, I think that would be cool. Also, I'll turn up the sound. Maybe he's quacking, I don't hear him. I'm clicking him, nothing's happening. Alright. Okay, guys, thanks for dropping by. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for letting me vent. Talk about Ash Destroyer. Haxer, thanks for chatting with me about how probability actually works. If you live where it's cold, and there was a cold snap in my region, keep warm, be safe. Take care of yourself, take care of one another. When you're playing games, make sure you're having fun, because that's the point. And as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Bye, guys.